Hey guys, what is up? Shadolance back for another review. Today I'm going to be doing the G36C, a very old NX rare weapon that's been around in combat arms for a very long time. I don't know why I didn't get this review in sooner. I've had this weapon so many times throughout my combat arms career. I have no idea why I never got this review sooner. It's one of my personal favorite weapons, despite the fact that in general its performance is not so great. It is an excellent close quarters combat assault rifle, possibly one of the best in the game. The only downside is that the rate of fire is kind of low, so I mean, that's the only real downside I can say. It makes tap firing very difficult with this weapon. So overall, as far as rares are going to be concerned, it's not going to be scoring incredibly highly. I just like this gun because it's my favorite to use in the Modern Warfare series, especially Modern Warfare 3, and a lot of other games like Call of Duty, and, well, Call of Duty of course, and Battlefield. So I just have some nostalgia factor with this weapon, so I like it a lot. Also, I do remember seeing this weapon in my very first anime that I ever watched. You guys know I like Japanese anime, or at least some genres of it. So, it was the very first... in the very first Japanese anime I watched, the main character ran around with one of these weapons. I don't even remember what the anime was called. I just remember the main character's name was, Sosuke. And no, it's not full... By the way, it is not Full Metal Panic, if you guys are wondering. I'm not talking about Full Metal Panic. I know the main character there is, like, Sosuke... His last name starts with an S also, I forget which, but... I get that question all the time, and no, it's not from Full Metal Panic. It's from another anime. But anyway, away from Japanese anime for a minute, let's actually get back to what this whole thing's about. So, the statistics for this weapon: damage of 45, portability of 68, rate of fire of 68, accuracy of 90, and recoil of 68. 3 of the stats have 68, that's kind of strange. But anyway, I think it's one of the only weapons you can actually see that for. There's a lot of ways to get this weapon. You can get it in the Miss Bravo, Miss Charlie, and Miss Lima, as well as the Mega Mist crate, which is where I believe I got this weapon. Or no, I take that back. No, I think you can still get it out of that crate, but I actually got it gifted to me during the sale when they were selling of all the NX rares right after Black Friday. I do believe it was on Cyber Monday, so I was able to get it then. So that was completely awesome. I actually got it gifted to me by Boss Rosales. So thank you for that. He's on my YouTube channel all the time and on my friends list. He's one of my biggest YouTube subscribers. So Boss, thank you very much for this weapon. I almost completely forgot that you're the one that gave me this, so sorry about that. It is only a fully automatic weapon. It does not have a burst mode. I think if this weapon had a burst mode, it would be possibly one of the best weapons in the game because the burst mode would be very controllable long range, considering how small the spread is for a full auto spray anyway. The ammo capacity is 30 of 90. This was before the 35 of 105 ammo capacities really started coming around. So I think if it was released later, it probably would have had that, but it only has the 30 of 90, sadly. But either way, it has a pretty fast reload. It is a very small gun for an assault rifle, and I mean, it is very small. This is like SMG size, so it's another G36 model, obviously. I put my reflex scope on it. It's a good scope to have on it, although I do prefer my, as far as usage, I do prefer my new ACOG type scope. I forget what it's called. The IDS4, I do believe, or I'm not sure. It's the one that has the really big fat red dot in the center. I like that a lot. It looks like an ACOG scope, sort of, but anyway, that's my favorite scope to put on this weapon. I just wanted to try it with the reflex, so I did that for this review. I do a lot of Rural Estate gameplay this time, guys. I think this is one of the only maps I get. I might have a little bit of Kill Creek at the end. I forget whether I even put that in or not. This weapon is kind of unique for an NX rare in the, or slash epic, in the fact that you can put on a magazine, a sight, and a suppressor. This is a fully customizable weapon, which makes it very unique among the G36 series. You're able to put on your own scope, and I find that helps a lot in longer range situations when you're not trying to tap fire. When you need to spray long range, that definitely helps more than having that high magnification scope. It is a Heckler and Koch variant weapon, H&K, as you guys may know it. That's the G36 series for you. But anyway, I am going to open up the Valkyrie and the Autumn Valkyrie. And the Raven. Well, I have the Raven's G36C, so I don't think I'll actually give you those stats yet. I will be comparing the G36C and the Raven's review anyway, so I think I'll just wait on that. But I will open up the Autumn Valkyrie and the regular Valkyrie stats just so you guys get what's going on. Let's see. Because the Autumn Valkyrie has been sold for permanent a couple of times now, so I think it's worth mentioning now since a lot of people wait for that weapon. Now, the actual Autumn Valkyrie is better than this G36C in multiple ways. The spread overall has much faster recovery, and the portability is high. It's just a touch below this one, I'm pretty sure, if I remember properly. So, let me reload this page. My internet's not doing so well right now. Having a little bit of a heart attack here. Let's open this back up and see if this loads. If not, I might need to open it from my iPod, so in which case you're going to have to give me a second. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Looks like it's opening. There we go. Awesome. Okay, Speaking of which, I got a new iPod recently. This iPod that I'm holding here, you guys obviously can't see it, but it's the 5th generation red one. It just showed up today, the day I'm doing this review. It has that nice 5 megapixel camera, and I got the free engraving on the back. I took some words from my favorite song by Bloodstained Child called Unlimited Alchemist, and we've recently been using that as, oh, there we go, Autumn G36C Valkyrie. We've been using those words as our Tears of Fear, or rather Shadow Arms gaming community slogan recently. It says, under the honest sky I breathe, I pledge to live, waving my fears goodbye. We just changed the I's to we's, and then I changed the we's back to I's for the back of my iPod, and my engraving says, because I had to shorten it a little bit, under the honest sky I pledge to live, waving my fears goodbye, dash, and then my initials, ETA. Those are my initials, so I put that in there. I thought about putting SL, but those aren't actually my initials, and if I ever were to lose the iPod, that would be the only way I'd be able to, like, say it's mine. Because I'm not 100% sure that 10 years from now I'm still going to remember what that thing on the back says. Not that I'll be using this iPod in 10 years, at least I sure as hell hope not. I hope I am fortunate enough to be able to pay for my own. But anyway, so back to the actual weapon. I'm sorry that I'm getting so off topic, especially on an NX Rare review. But anyway, so the Autumn G36C Valkyrie, as I mentioned in its review, has a damage of 45, a portability of 65, rate of fire of 68, accuracy of 90, and recoil of 68. All of the stats are the same to the G36C, except the portability is 3 points lower. I do believe that is the only difference. Both weapons have an accuracy of 90, rate of fire and recoil, both of 68 in both stats, and damage of 45. Both weapons have the same thing. So basically, the Autumn Valkyrie is basically the same thing as the G36C, except the fact that it has 3 points less damage, but it does have that high magnification scope. And it looks like I actually do have some Kill Creek gameplay with the scope that I like on this. This is my favorite scope for this. And in all honesty, the best way I can describe the G36C is a G36 model that is made for close quarters combat. Like, I know a lot of people say the regular Valkyrie is very, very good for close quarters, but this weapon does kind of trump it. The only downside is the rate of fire is still kind of low. I wish it was a little higher. Up to that 70 point would be good. I know a lot of the better assault rifles, even some GP ones, have 74 or up, which is really, really nice. The M416 CQB variants have that, and that would be very nice to have on this weapon, but I guess that's obviously not going to be happening, so sucks to be me, cry more. If I have to say what I would put on this weapon, an S1 suppressor, plus an ACOG scope, or actually in this case, actually an ITEC scope if I really think about it, an ITEC scope, an S1 suppressor. I would not say a magazine is particularly necessary in a close quarters battle. One thing that definitely distinguishes this weapon from the rest of the G36 series is the damage drop-off on this is even lower than the regular G36 variants. And that's saying a lot because they have very low damage drop-off. I mean, they have very low. And this weapon has even lower. It has the lowest of all of them. I haven't used the Raven's G36C ever, so I can't speak for that yet, so that might actually be outdated information. But I will be doing the Raven's review soon, so I'll be able to correct myself once I have used the weapon. So, yeah, that will be coming anyway. So, for right now, I can say that it's at least better than the regular G36, the Valkyrie, and the Autumn Valkyrie. So, in some cases, this weapon is a lot of fun to use, but it's not one I would renew, especially with the Ravens out. I have seen gameplay of the Ravens, and from what I've seen of it, it is better than this weapon. Although a lot of people will argue with me on that point. A lot of people also say this weapon is hard to tap fire. That's also true in a way. It is difficult to tap fire this weapon, but with the high damage and low damage drop-off, it doesn't really affect that much. You're still able to get the kill as quickly as possible. But it is harder to tap fire by a lot. It's kind of like tapping with an AK that can fire a little bit faster. That's the best way I can describe this weapon. So that's about all I really have to say about this gun. I'm almost out of time for this review. Thank you for watching this review. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Check out my NX giveaway. It will be ending around Christmas time-ish, maybe the day after. But the polls will be closing for the raffle on Christmas Eve. So be prepared for that. And I will see you guys in the next review. I am sure get your friends and family to rate, comment, subscribe, and I'm sure everyone will be happy with all the epic reviews coming out this week. Thank you all, and I'll see you next time. Shadolance out.
You know what? Given the intelligence of the people who watch this show, this is probably a good thing to teach. Because my guess is when they're not trying to operate heavy machinery with their butt cheeks, they're probably trying to do something stupid like this. I mean, what else could you possibly teach that would be as stupid as that?
Even you can learn something from a sloth.
Fuck this show!